Today we are going to understand different kinds of addressing modes available in MS Excel. Actually, MS Excel provides three types of addressing modes. Most of the people either never knows, or if knows, they can't have the knowledge how to use the addressing mode and where to use the addressing mode. So first of all, I am writing that there are three addressing modes available in MS Excel. These modes are relative addressing mode, okay, absolute addressing mode, and mixed addressing mode. Actually, the addressing mode is nothing but the way of writing the address of the cell. So here I am writing the addressing mode is nothing but the way of writing the address of any cell in the formula. But its use in different manner must affect the result. I will show you the effect in the future lessons if possible. Now I'm opening MS Excel. I'm getting Microsoft Office. From here I'm opening Microsoft Excel. This is Microsoft Excel. The addressing mode works in each and every version of MS Excel. It doesn't matter whether we are using MS Excel 2003 or 2010 or 7 or 14 or something. Whatever the addressing mode is, it is. Whatever the version you are using, doesn't matter. For the better clarity, I'm changing the zoom value to 200%. Now suppose I'm writing some values. First of all, I am merging it from here. I am merging it. Okay. Now okay. Now I'm changing the alignment, the horizontal alignment to center, so it looks fine. Now suppose there are some values. Now suppose I'm writing the values. This is a sheet 1. I'm writing a value here. Suppose this value is 12,000. Okay, this value is written in the cell E11. Now suppose I am writing a formula equals E11 into 10%. Okay, the value of E11 is 12,000, and according to the formula the value of E10 will be 10% of the value of E11, and that's why it is 1200. Now by using the fill handle, if we copy it upwards, just watch the value. Each upper cell is the 10% of its previous cell's value. This is because here I am pressing F2 to get the address. Here I am writing E11 into 10%. But when we copy it in this cell, it automatically becomes E10. In this cell, it automatically becomes E9. In this cell, it automatically becomes E8, and so on. Similarly, suppose here I am writing equal E11 into 20 into 20%. Now I'm copying this formula in the downward direction. Just watch the value. This is the value, that is the 20% of this as per the formula, because I have already written the formula, the 20% of E12. But at this cell the formula is 20% of E13. What it means? It means I'm just writing it here. This is the relative addressing mode. This is the relative addressing mode. This is the relative addressing mode. In the relative addressing mode, some points must be considered. First of all, the address of the cell must be written as A5, B70, C34, etc. This is the basic writing style of relative addressing mode. Now, if we copy the formula either in the upward or in the downward direction, the row number used in the cell address will change. If we copy the formula, in the downward direction, the row number increases. Similarly, Similarly, if we copy the formula in the upward direction, sorry, I have to modify it. If we copy the formula in the upward direction, the row number decreases. Actually, this is beneficial in many cases, such as suppose here in sheet 2, or suppose here there is an employee ID, there is the amount, that is collected by different employees. There are 5 employees, they have collected some amounts. On the basis of the collected amounts, the owner will distribute the bonus. Here is the column of bonus. Now if we write, suppose the bonus is 15%. Now the operator has to calculate the bonus. The bonus is 15%, suppose. So there is the need to write a formula to calculate the bonus. The formula must be equal B3 into 15%. Okay, the bonus will be calculated. Now using fill handle, if we copy this formula in the downward direction, here we write B3, in this cell it becomes B4, in this cell it becomes B5, and so on. This is beneficial. Suppose we write the formula here equal B7 into 15%, and now using the fill handle we copy this formula in the upward direction. Again the result is perfect. Here in the formula the row number is B7. Here it is automatically decreased to 6. So it is beneficial. Relative addressing mode is beneficial in some cases, but not beneficial in all cases. This is my thinking. This is what I am trying to say. What is this? This is a vertical database. This is a vertical database. Now suppose this is a vertical database. I am writing here to explain. This is a vertical database. Okay. Now suppose somewhere in the cell, suppose here I am writing a value 15,000. Okay. Now I am writing a formula equal H5 into 20%. Now it's fine, but if we copy it in a rightward direction, here the formula is H5, but in this cell the row number will not change, but the column number is increased from H to I. This is because of the relative measurement. Similarly, if here I am going to write equal H5 into 9%, okay, Now using the fill handle, if we copy this formula leftwards, here the formula is H5, but here the formula is G5. In the cell address, the column name is automatically decreased. So it is completely understandable that if we copy the formula in the upward or in the downward direction, the row number used in the cell address will change. If we copy the formula in the downward direction, the row number increases. And if we copy the formula in the upward direction, the row number decreases. In both the cases, nothing happens to the column name. Okay, I'm again explaining the relative addressing mode where the address of the cell is written like A5, B70, C34. I'm again explaining that if the formula is written in relative addressing mode, and if we copy the formula in the upward or in the downward direction, the row number that is used in the formula will change. What kind of change? If we copy the formula in the downward direction, the row number increases. But if we copy the formula in the upward direction, the row number decreases. But in both these cases, what happens to the column? Nothing. The column name is not changed. Okay? But if we copy the formula in the rightward direction, or in the leftward direction, the row number, instead of the row number, the column name used in the cell address will change. If we copy the formula in the rightward direction, the column name increases, and if we copy the formula in the leftward direction, the column name decreases. In both these cases, nothing happened to the row number. Actually nothing happens to the row number. Okay, this is what I'm trying to explain by using this formula. Actually it is beneficial. Here this is the example. In this vertical database, on copying the formula downward or upward, the row number is changed, that is beneficial for the user. But not all the times this scene is very much supportive. That is what I'm trying to say. But at present I'm focusing on the relative addressing mode, and in the relative addressing mode, whatever we demonstrate here in this video, we write here. This is the relative addressing mode. But now just do the same example. Do the same example with the absolute addressing mode. To save the time, I'll just use copy and paste method. The next addressing mode is the absolute addressing mode. In the absolute addressing mode, now I am deleting all this. Now suppose here I am writing 12,000. First of all, what is the absolute addressing mode? In the absolute addressing mode, the address of the cell must be written as $A, $5, $B, $70, $C, $34, etc. Actually, the use of the symbol dollar makes the row and column both fixed in nature, because it is used with both. What is it? Its effect. The main what is its effect? The main question is that what is its effect? Now just see. I am writing here equal E 10 into 10%. It means I am trying to calculate the value, whatever the value written in the cell E10 into 10%. But instead of writing E10 in the relative addressing mode, I am writing it in the absolute addressing mode. Okay, it is fine. But see, now using the fill handle, if we copy it, nothing will change. Here it is E10. Okay, in this cell it is E10. In this cell it is E10. In this cell it is E10, and so on. If in this cell again I am writing $E, $10 into 15%, suppose. Now using the fill handle, if we copy it downwards, what happens? Nothing is changed. Why nothing is changed? I have already written here. Actually, in the absolute addressing mode, we use the symbol dollar with both the column name as well as with the row number, and the use of dollar makes both static. So if we copy the formula in any direction, upward, downward, leftward, and or rightward. Nothing will going to change. Nothing will going to change. That is what I am trying to explain. In this case, when we copy upwards, nothing will change. When we copy downwards, nothing changes. Now suppose here I am writing equals $E10 into 8%. Suppose it's okay, 960. But using fill handle, if we will copy it rightwards, what happens? Here in the formula the cell address is E10. Okay. At this cell in the formula the address is E10. Here it is E10 and so on. Now suppose here I am writing equals $10 into 6%. Now using this fill handle, if we copy it leftwards, what happens? Nothing is changed. That is what I am focusing. I think you all will understand it, whatever I am going to explain you. In the relative addressing mode, what happens? We will see here in the demonstration. In the absolute addressing mode, what happens? But if is in this case we use this formula. Now suppose here I have prefixed the name of the column by the $sign as well as the name of the number of the row by the $sign, then and then copy it downwards, then the result is wrong. So in this particular case the relative addressing mode is beneficial, but the absolute addressing mode is not beneficial. There is a certain kind of use where the relative addressing, where the absolute addressing mode is used. In most of the cases, the relative addressing mode is used, but actually there are three modes. Excel gives us three modes of writing for the cell address. Why? It means there are certain jobs of each and every mode. It doesn't matter that at most of the time relative addressing mode is used. It is okay, but it doesn't mean that the absolute addressing mode or the mixed addressing mode is not good or not useful. This I will example in the later video, or hopefully in this video, I think so. Now I am changing. Now I am using mixed addressing mode. What is the mixed addressing mode? What is the mixing mode? This is the other one. I'm changing it. Mixed addressing mode. In the mixed addressing mode, the cell address, the address of the cell must be written in two ways. What are the ways? Two ways. Either as $5, either as $5 or as $A5. It means the symbol dollar, it means the symbol dollar is prefixed either with the column name or with the row number. Actually, it depends. Actually, it depends on the need and IQ of the user. But from the absolute addressing mode, we already know that the use of the dollar symbol makes anything static. Here in the mixed addressing mode, if the cell address is written as $5, it means dollar is attached with the row number. It means the row number is fixed. It means the row number is fixed. But if we write the address as $5, it means the column name is fixed. This is the beauty of the mixed addressing mode. This is the beauty of the mixed addressing mode. Now, something is going wrong. I think so. Mixed addressing mode. No. Okay. From where it comes? It is unnecessarily copied. This is my fault. I'm again checking. I have already discussed relative addressing mode. Okay, with examples. Mixed addressing. Relative, mixed. Where is the absolute addressing mode? Actually, the address. I'm again, just forgive me. I'm again copying each and everything here for the absolute addressing mode. The address of the cell must be written as $A, $5, $B, $70, $C, $34, etc. This is about the absolute addressing mode. And I have already given you the tutorial here in MS Excel that the use of the symbol dollar makes anything static. In this mode of addressing, since this symbol in this mode of addressing, since this symbol dollar is prefixed with both the column name as well as with the row number. So nothing will change. It means if we copy the formula in any direction, nothing is going to change. Okay, now I'm again coming on mixed addressing mode. In the mixed addressing mode, the symbol dollar is either fixed with the row number or fixed with the column number. If it is fixed with the row number will not change. If it is fixed with the column name is not changed. I am writing it here. If the dollar sign, the dollar symbol is prefixed with the row number, then it becomes static, and so it is not changed either in the upward direction copy or in the downward direction copy. Just see this effect here. Here I am writing 12,000. Okay. Now I am writing equals F8, $8. The dollar symbol is used with the row number into 10%. Now I am copying it. In the upward direction. Just see the effect. What happens? The row number remains fixed. Originally it was 8, and in each and every cell it is 8. Suppose here I am writing equal if $8 into 34%. Okay, this is fine. But now if we copy this formula in the downward direction, what happens? Here it was $8. Here also it was $8. Here also it was $8. So it is quite confusing, like the absolute addressing mode, but its use is very special. I'm going to give some examples to demonstrate all these. Now, this is all about this particular topic, that if the dollar symbol is prefixed with the row number, then what happens? The example is to explain this particular topic. Similarly, if the dollar sign is prefixed with the column name, then what happens? Then the column name becomes static, and so it is not changed either in the rightward direction copy or in the leftward direction copy. This is the another point. Just let me give a tutorial of this. Suppose I am writing 34,000 here. Here I am writing equals $F11 into 9%. Now try to copy it in the rightward direction. What happens? Originally it was F in each and every cell. Here it is F. Here it is F. Here it is F. What it shows? It shows the staticness. Why the name of the column is static? Because of the use of the dollar symbol before the name of the column. Suppose here I am writing $F11 into 8%. Okay, now I am copying it in the leftward direction. What happens? Originally it was F11. Here also it was F11. Here also it was F11. Here also it was F11. What it means? It means that if the dollar sign is prefixed only with the column name, then the column name becomes static, and if the formula is copied either rightward or leftward direction, the name of the column is not changed. This is all about the three modes: the relative addressing mode, the absolute addressing mode, and the mixed addressing mode. Each and every addressing mode has its own advantages and disadvantages. Now I am going to give an example. Okay? Suppose here is a column roll. There are 5 or 7 or 8 or 9 or suppose 10 students. Each roll number is given. Here are the marks. This is the marks. Okay. And you have to calculate the percentage. Now at this cell the whole number is written, the whole marks, the full marks is written. This is nothing but the full marks. Okay, I am writing here full marks. It means the student having roll number 1 who is getting 78 out of 125, 90 out of 125. What is the percentage? If we write the formula in the simple manner, it is easily calculated. The formula is equals before by G3, because in G3 the full marks is written into 100. Now this is the correct percentage, but if we copy it downwards, what happens? Here it is G3, the formula is written in the relative addressing mode, and because of the relative addressing mode, B4 becomes B5, so G3 becomes G4, and G4 is an empty cell, and empty cell means the value 0, so the error message is given. This is the disadvantage of relative addressing mode in this particular situation. There are several other problems in which the relative addressing mode is not useful. Then what is the solution? First of all, understand the problem. What is the problem? The problem is that for each and every student, the marks that is obtained by the student is in the different cell. So in the formula here you write the cell address before. For this cell it must become B5. It must become B5. In this cell it must become B6. But for each and every student the full marks is at the single cell. So if we write here $G$3, I'm just making the addressing mode to absolute, and now if I copy it downwards or upwards, then what happens? Here before G3 it was originally written, but in this cell B4 becomes B5 because it is in the relative addressing mode, but G3 remains G3 because it is in the absolute addressing mode. This is the use of absolute addressing mode. Okay? There is another example. If we write equals before by, why we prefix the column name and the row number both by the dollar symbol? It is certain that the written formula is copied in the downward direction. So if we write $G$3, it means if we use the mixed addressing mode into 100, then also the result is perfect. So between the absolute addressing and the mixed addressing mode, you will have to choose if the formula will be copied either in the downward or in the upward direction only, then the mixed addressing mode is perfect. But if there is some chance that along with upward and downward direction the formula may be copied in a rightward or leftward direction, then the absolute addressing mode is perfect for that case. Okay? I think you will understand about the addressing mode, which are in MS Excel. There are 3 types of addressing mode. I think by this